What's up, gamers? Barnes here. In this vid I want to talk about my super nerdy complete indexes I created for Dungeons & Dragons 3.5. Took me about a year to do these. I'm not really complete, but since then I found out that somebody's already done this online. But I still may complete my own personal handwritten grimoires. So basically what I did is I went through all the books and I made a section for everything to be written in, and I went through and wrote them down in different. So for instance, this one here is the Grand Grimoire, upside down, and it starts out with here's my random encounter card, my master random encounter card. Andrew had asked me about advancing monsters, and I have a spot in my you can't see any of this, can you? It was just washing out like. Anyway, this is humanoids, humans and their subs. And then I have dwarves, elves, all the races, playable races that are listed in 3.5. I purposely left out Warforged because I hate them. So if you decide you're going to play Warforged, you got to look all that up yourself. And then you know, there's powerful monster class races, templates, higher elements of creatures, bloodlines, racial paragon levels, standard classes. There's about 54 of them, 55 of them. And this is every variant for the classes, every variant listed. And dead levels. Wizards had on its website, one of the last things it did for 3.5 was list an update for dead levels on a lot of the classes, and where they put in minor powers. And for those dead levels, some of you may have heard that, some of you may not. You know, for the bard here, they got some dead levels. I'll read one of the dead levels off that I find interesting. Cleric domains, all the cleric domains. Then just a skill of cleric domains. Where the hell am I? Druid, all the druid variants. Druid dead levels, animal companions, animal companions, animal companions, animal companions, animal companions, fighter, all its variants, and then the fighter dead levels. Alright, so I'll do a fighter dead level. Physical prowess, an extraordinary ability. Starting at 3rd level, a fighter gets a bonus to some aspect of his ability checks that makes him a better warrior. The fighter gains an additional bonus at 5th level and every other 2 fighter levels thereafter, 7th, 9th, 11th, 13th, 15th, 17th, and 19th. The bonus must be drawn from the following list. Applied Force, an extraordinary ability. A fighter can administer the weakest points of an inanimate object and effectively giving the character a +1 bonus to strength checks to break or burst items. Player's Handbook 165. Combat Bearing. A fighter can steady himself to fight in precarious situations, giving the character a +1 bonus on dexterity checks to avoid falling when damaged while balancing or moving quickly across difficult surfaces. See Balance, page 60, Player's Handbook 67. Stamina Reserve. A fighter can push his body more than normal, giving the character a +1 bonus on Constitution checks to continue running and to avoid non-lethal damage from a forced march. See Player's Handbook 144. So I went through all that, every single class, got every single class variant, all its dead levels, all their favorite enemies, animal companions, yada yada yada. Familiars. This was a good dead level, I thought. Wizards. Starting at 2nd level, a wizard can magically animate the writing in their spellbook, causing the ink symbols and words to migrate across the page. Doing so increases the spellcraft DC for another wizard attempting to decipher or prepare spells from their spellbook by inscribing by the inscribing wizard's intelligence modifier +1 at the cost of 5 gold piece per inscribed page. See spells copied from another spell book or scroll, Player's Handbook 179. For each level in which the character does not gain a bonus feat after 2nd level, the wizard can increase the spellcraft DC by +1 at the cost of an additional 5 gold pieces per inscribed page. For example, +2 for 10 gold pieces per page at 3rd level, +3 for 150 gold pieces, for 15 gold pieces per page at 4th level, +4 for 20 gold pieces per page at 6th level, and so on. The inscribing wizard can will the animated writing to stop, at which point the spellcraft DC to copy a spell from another spell book returns to normal. DC 15 plus the spell level. And then I have Hexblade, Samurai, Swashbuckler, all the other classes and their variants, and then their dead levels. If anybody's curious about a dead level, they don't have access. We can just look it up on Wizards. If you can't find it, I'll tell you what they are. Then I have all the prestige classes. There's about 500 of them, and they're listed in order. And skills. This was kind of useful for knowledge and craft, and form, profession, and languages. There's a lot of languages. Then I went treasure. Every type of treasure they talk. Equipment and gear and tools. Every equipment, gear, tools. Services. Alchemical items. Cytotoxin, drugs, poisons. Psychic poisons. Magic infused poisons. Armors. Armor mods. Shields. Shield mods. Weapons and arms. Weapons light. Weapons one-handed. Weapons two-handed. Range weapons. Ammunition. Weapons modifiers. Improved weapon damage. Siege engines. Ship weapons. Special materials. Magic armor and shield special abilities. Magic weapons. Every ability for a magic item that can put on a weapon or armor. Weapon augment crystals. Damage types. Teamwork benefits. Diseases. Terrain types. Magic schools and sub-schools. Magic signature traits. Magic and armor templates. Cursed items. Monsters. Alright, this is a list of every monster by type that they wrote in 3.0 and 3.5. I'm just going to skip all of those. It's half the book. Then there's trainable creatures, making undead, familiars, critical creatures, animal companions, symbiont creatures, fiendish symbionts, graphs, more graphs, summonable monsters, summonable creatures. What's next? And there's this book. This is the Grimoire of Feats, and I have every feat listed in alphabetical order by type. I handwrite them. Comes in useful finding feats and where they can be located. I didn't go much beyond the feat name and where I can find it. It saves a lot of time when you're looking up feats, wondering what the hell your feat does if you're a new player or whatever. You don't know, maybe you forgot. And then the spells, which is yet incomplete, but I'm hoping to complete these. I understand this is going to be on most gamers. Most gamers aren't going to go this far to speed up, gameplay at their table. They'll just, instead of trying to find a rule, they'll just make something up, and that's fine. But that's what I did for my table and my group. I made finding magic items and stuff like that a lot easier. You're not forgetting. Well, maybe you do forget what book it's in, but then it's easy to find. Anyway, those are my Grand Grimoires, my complete indexes of Dungeons & Dragons 3.0 and 3.5. I guess I'll wait till Pathfinder's finished before I attempt to do theirs. Alright, there you go.